keep getting asked how to compete in a saturated market. So first and foremost, I want to define what is a saturated market. So real estate in general is caused or said to be in a saturated market just because there's so many agents. So the realtors are facing a lot of competition out there in the market. It seems like everybody and their cousin have become realtors, and that's essentially what a saturated market is. Now, the importance of standing out in the real estate industry is one of the key determining factors if you're even going to be successful in this market. So there's a couple of things I'm going to be going through that'll help you stand out in this market and compete in such saturated markets like the market I'm in today. There's so many realtors in Greater Toronto area. There's over 80,000 real estate agents. So there's a whole lot of competition. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is you must know your local market. So where you do business in, you need to constantly analyze your local market trends and data, probably on a daily basis, to make sure you know exactly what's happening in your area. Second is to understand the buyer and seller behavior in your area. So what are people buying? What are turning people on? What are turning people off? And everything in between. Next is to identify undeserved neighborhoods or property types. So these are making sure that you don't, let's say a lot of people are hating on one specific area, make sure you understand that. And it doesn't mean don't sell there, but it means you should get a better price in that area as opposed to relative areas. So if you're looking at two different comparables and one's in a good desired area and the other one's not in a good desired area, you should not sell that property for the exact same price, even if the property is identical. Now, next is to define your value proposition. So your UVP or USP or whatever you want to call it is basically what makes you different from others, what you can offer to others that most realtors can't. So for me, for example, it was the fact that I worked at the bank. I had a really good understanding of the financing process, had a really good understanding on how to move money, how to park money, what to do with money, how to pull money on RSPs, and things like that. So you really need to hone in on your skills and understand what you can offer that's not like every other agent. Next is to specialize in a niche. So once you niche down, the riches are in the niches, what they always say, and real estate, it can't be even more true. So once you focus on one specific thing like luxury homes or first time buyers or investors or whatever it may be, doesn't mean you don't do everything else, but it just means that you put yourself out there as the person that focuses on this, and then when people think of that specific type of property, they think of you. Next is you want to showcase your expertise and experience. So if you're talking about a specific type of property, luxury homes, first-time homes, you want to go out and showcase your experience with these and showcase your expertise with these. So this might mean going to those properties, making videos, explaining what to look for in these specific types of properties, explaining what to not look for, and so many more. You can basically just put it into ChatGPT and figure out what you want to talk about that specific type of property. Now, next is leveraging technology and innovation. So adopt the latest CRM system, virtual tours, and AI-driven platforms. Now, this is one that's super important. If you don't have a proper CRM that you know how to use, it doesn't matter which one it is. At the end of the day, it's if you know how to use it, it can become an extremely powerful tool for you. Virtual tours is also something that's underrated. I mean, people can see the home, and if they like it on your page, they're going to reach out to you. Next is AI-driven platforms. So things like ChatGPT, things like chatbots, all that stuff will be extremely useful when you have the clients coming in and you just don't have the time to follow up with them. Now, you want to utilize digital tools to streamline transactions and marketing. So things like maybe leveraging virtual assistants, maybe leveraging people that are very inexpensive to get, but they can save you a lot of time. Now, offer clients virtual home tours as well as online home consultations. So this one's been huge. I mean, after COVID, a lot of people changed the way they do business, and offering a Zoom consultation instead of an in-person consultation can sometimes be the difference maker between actually getting the appointment and not getting the appointment. Now, next is to master digital marketing. So you need to build a strong website with IDX integration for easy searches, optimize for local SEO to rank in high local searches, leverage social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to engage clients. So doing all these types of things will ensure you're doing the most. One thing I actually like better than IDX websites is funnels. And if you haven't heard what a funnel is, you're living under a rock because every other industry is using this except realtors. So realtors are not widely using this, but essentially what it is it's a web page with a video on it that essentially sells yourself as the product or service provider for the end consumer. It has a series of questions. Sometimes it has a booking page, and then a unique offer. So that really warms the clients up and ensures that they know that you're the one they want to work with. Now, next is to focus on client relationships. You want to provide really personalized service to your clients, especially when they're buying or selling any type of product. So it doesn't matter if they're selling a high-end property or a low-end property or whatever it may be, provide them personalized high-end service. Next is you want to create a referral system to capitalize on word of mouth marketing. So this might mean like at the end of your transaction, you say, hey, you know what? Working with you is amazing. If you have or know more people that are like you, I would love to help them out. And also, we give our clients up to $2,000 whenever they refer somebody over. So this could be another income stream for them. $2,000, guys, is a lot of money for a lot of people, and honestly, that can take them on a trip to Mexico if they really wanted to. Next is to follow up regularly, even after the transactions are complete. So I know we all get kind of scared of like, hey, you know what? I don't want to follow up because something might be wrong with the house or whatever it may be. At the end of the day, that's not on you. They're living in the house. It's like somebody buying a car and coming 6 months later and say, oh, my my oil needs replacing. I need you to do it. No, at the end of the day, people understand that their house is their house and they will have to put money into it. They're building equity in it at the same time. So a lot of times they don't have an issue with that. So next thing you want to do is build a strong personal brand. So consistent branding across all platforms is really key here. So your logo, colors, messaging, all that stuff should be exactly in order across your emails, podcasts, videos, pictures, anything it may be. Next is to share your story and connect emotionally with the client. So you don't want to be a robot online. You want to make sure that you're connecting with them on a more personal level as well. So share what you're into. If you're into the gym, post about it. If you're into soccer, post about it. Whatever it may be, it helps you relate to the clients and the clients relate to you. So they end up working with you. Next is to use your client testimonials and success stories to reinforce your brand. So this one's going to be huge. This is going to allow you to basically showcase your best case studies and your best clients that worked with you and are raving fans. You can essentially just post that on Facebook or even Instagram. I said it before, I'll say it again, focusing on niches are very important. So again, more specific things are like condos, investment properties, specifically townhouses, anything like that. Target those specific client groups and then become the go-to expert for your niche. Next is going to be a competitive pricing strategy. So emphasize your services, not just the commission. So what that essentially means is you don't want to just say, yeah, we charge blank and blank. At the end of the day, that is just numbers to them. But if you tell them exactly what you include, it's called value stacking. If you stack all of your value, it's hard for them to object against your commissions when they understand that they're receiving so much more than what you're worth. Next is to offer clients flexible pricing options. So you can have a tiered service. So, I mean, if you don't want to include some things like virtual tours or floor plans or whatever it may be, you can decrease the price, but always have a three-tiered plan system so that you can allow the clients to make the choice that they want rather than being forced, or maybe they're even scared to say, hey, you know what, I don't want to do it. Can we do it for a little bit less, right? And then you lose the deal. You want to highlight the long-term value of working with a skilled realtor as well. Things like, hey, your property can go up this much more if we buy it at the right price. That's going to be key when explaining exactly what your value is. Now, next is consistency and persistence. So you want to maintain regular communication with leads and past clients. Stay adaptable to market changes, so interest rates, inventory levels, things like that. You need to know what's happening and monitor your strategies and adjust when necessary. So if you're not collecting feedback, just like how we're in when we have a listing, we tell our sellers, and I hope you tell your sellers that, hey, you know what, you're not a magician, you can't predict the price that this is going to sell for, but what we can do is we can put it up here for this price and then see the activity level, see what the response is from the marketplace. And if there's too much of a response, maybe we priced it too low. If there's too little of a response, maybe we need to consider a price adjustment. Do the exact same thing with your marketing. So if you're not getting any responses, change something. If you are getting too many responses, change something. You can always add friction, which will increase the quality of your leads. Therefore, it will increase the quality of your leads, but it'll decrease the amount of leads you're getting, so it can save you a lot of time. So it really depends on what you're experiencing at that time. So final thoughts, guys: differentiate yourself, focus on relationships, leverage technology, emphasize resilience in competitive markets, and encourage ongoing learning and adaptation. So making sure you're doing everything in this document will ensure that you can be a successful realtor regardless of how many real estate agents there are in your market. If you want me to send this over to you, just comment below and I'll reach out to you with this document. Take care.